Some stories are so powerful, they've become part of our everyday language. When we talk about an underdog facing impossible odds, we call it a David and Goliath moment. But where did that phrase really come from? Let's travel back in time, stepping onto an ancient battlefield where a young shepherd boy faced a terrifying giant warrior and ended up changing the course of history. Imagine this: the armies of Israel and the Philistines are camped on opposite hills, a wide valley separating them. Every single day, a massive warrior named Goliath steps forward from the Philistine ranks. This guy is a true giant, over 9 feet tall, completely covered in heavy bronze armor, and armed with a spear as thick as a tree trunk. He shouts taunts and challenges across the valley, daring any man from Israel to come and fight him, one-on-one. But no one dares. The entire army, even their king, Saul, is paralyzed with fear. Meanwhile, far away from the tension of the battlefield, a young shepherd named David is quietly tending his father's sheep. He's not a soldier, he's just the youngest son in his family, used to a simple life in the fields. One day, his father sends him on an errand, deliver some food to his older brothers, serving in the army. When David arrives at the camp, he hears Goliath's arrogant shouts and sees the deep fear gripping Israel's soldiers. David is shocked. He can't believe what he's seeing and hearing. Who is this man, he asks, that he should defy the armies of the living God? Why is no one standing up to him? Word of David's bold questions spread like wildfire through the camp, and soon he's brought before King Saul. The king looks at this young, inexperienced boy and just shakes his head. "You can't possibly fight him," Saul says. "You're only a youth, and he has been a warrior since his youth." But David doesn't back down. He tells the king about the times he protected his flock from predators, fighting off both lions and bears with his bare hands. "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine," David says with unwavering confidence. Seeing his incredible faith, Saul finally, against all better judgment, agrees to let him fight. King Saul tries to dress David in his own royal armor, but it's far too heavy and cumbersome for the young shepherd. David takes it off. Instead, he chooses the familiar tools of his trade, his shepherd's staff, a simple sling, and 5 smooth stones he picks up from a nearby stream. With only these in hand, he walks out into the valley to face the giant. Goliath looks down at the boy and bursts into mocking laughter. "Am I a dog," he roars, "that you come at me with sticks?" But David stands his ground, his voice ringing out with courage. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." Then, the unthinkable happens. David breaks into a run, straight toward the giant. He fits a stone into his sling, whirls it around his head, and lets it fly. The small stone sails through the air and strikes Goliath right in the center of his forehead. The giant stumbles, his eyes glaze over, and then he crashes face down to the ground with a thunderous thud. Against all odds, the mighty, invincible warrior was defeated by a shepherd boy with a sling. Seeing their champion fall, the entire Philistine army panics and flees, while the soldiers of Israel erupt in a massive roar of victory. The story of David and Goliath isn't just a simple tale about a boy and a giant. It's a powerful lesson about courage, faith, and the incredible strength that comes from trusting in something bigger than yourself when the odds seem completely impossible. David didn't rely on his own size, strength, or sophisticated weapons. He relied on his faith, and that, right there, made all the difference. His victory, a timeless reminder that no obstacle, no matter how big or intimidating, is insurmountable when we face it with true faith and unshakable determination. From a humble shepherd boy to a legendary giant slayer, David's story shows us that anyone, no matter how small or overlooked they may feel, can be used to accomplish great things. So the next time you find yourself facing your own giant, a challenge in your life that feels overwhelming and impossible to overcome, remember David. With courage, faith, and trust, you'll find that even the biggest giants can fall. Thank you so much for watching. If this story inspired you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more stories that can change the way you see the world. We'll see you in the next one.